Townsel.com.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Sunday night. It is not just any old Sunday night. It is the debut of a brand new show. Let's get it going.
Fun from the past that's built to last. Retro Radio WATT. John and Joe in the studio. Retro Radio WATT. Hey everyone, let's have some fun. Retro Radio WATT. Drama plays from the good old days. Retro Radio WATT. Mystery night, pure delight. Retro Radio WATT. Comedy gold, stories told. Retro Radio WATT. Thrills and chills, radio skills. Retro Radio WATT.
Here's Joe Townsel.
Actor shine, classic time.
Hello, Radio John.
Retro Radio WATT.
Oh, Radio Joe.
Sound effects.
I love the graphics so much that you made for our intro video and outro video. I'll spoil that right ahead for everybody.
Well, thank you, John. It was a lot of fun to put them together, and I love how you assembled them to our intro, and I'll see you later in the outro. Mwah.
Scott Bree says some of those face swaps are nightmare fuel.
Oh, come on, Scott.
Some of them are genius, though. Like Joe as William Conrad as Matt Dillon.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. But my personal favorite, as I told you yesterday, is, of course, John as the Shadow, and he knows.
I do love that one as well. Oh my God. Yes, I agree. Some are very well executed. I mean, that's the art. I remember when Joe and I were first talking about working together at all.
Yeah.
I had been doing Starbase 80, and I was doing it mostly with Flobo. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really have a lot of art. And so when Joe and I were talking about doing a show together and he described to me the kind of art that he wanted to do, I was like, oh my God, I used to see that on billboards in cities of like, Artie and the Chicken Man in the morning, and it was like such a style of like, two guys having a great time and they're this radio team and everybody wants to listen to the show. And that idea never left my head. So that's how we got to Retro Radio WATT.
And the rest soon will be, well, not history. It'll be an ongoing history.
John Atkinson picking up on the David Lynch red curtain. Oh my God, I'd forgotten about that. Oh, that is Okay, yeah. Well, we're not settled on a lot of things. We've got a lot of stuff that we're starting with on the show. It will evolve. I'm not going to say it can evolve. I'm not even going to say it should evolve. I'm saying it will evolve.
If I could talk backwards like the little person, I would do it. But outside of my abilities, unfortunately.
We have chosen to begin this series with a request because when we used to get together for Web O Mystery, I would ask everybody in the chat, like, what kind of old time radio shows do you want to see? And I wrote them all down. I am programming them. It's going to be a lot of fun, me and Joe together doing this, because Web O Mystery will continue as YouTube videos, and we'll talk more about that later. But that's Web O Mystery. That's like there's certain genres that fit in that. So whenever somebody wanted to hear comedy or a drama, those are great too. Those are wonderful. But I needed a format for them. So this is it. Retro Radio WATT with Joe and John is our show. And we're going to do, there will be a mystery in this one, but that's okay. We can have any kind of show here on WATT. And it's going to be a lot of fun because tonight we're going to meet the Green Hornet. Joe, what do you know? And chat, what do you all know about the Green Hornet?
Well, I'm looking forward to the secret origin because I don't know a lot. Now, I probably have an average person's, common knowledge. I mean, of course, I know him primarily from appearing in its own series in the 60s, along with Batman. Of course, Bruce Lee in the Kato role.
Right.
I watched the Seth Rogen movie, which I'm not going to take as any kind of gospel, obviously. But
it is what it is.
It is what it is, and that's fine. But that's about the extent of it. I mean, I'm going to learn a lot about the Green Hornet tonight.
The Green Hornet is a very interesting story. It actually starts with a guy named George W. Tremble in Detroit. George W. Trendle owned a radio station called WXYZ.
Oh,
now WXYZ was a station with a lot of potential. There was a guy named Franz Stryker, and he was working on other radio stations. Now, Franz Stryker in the very early 1930s was scraping by, barely making a living. There was him, his wife, their 2 kids, and yet their extended family lost everything in the Depression. So now they were all living together, and Franz Stryker was working as hard as he could to make money. George W. Trendle was no Franz Stryker. He could not write. He was an owner. He owned the station. He owned this. He owned that. So when he hired Franz Stryker, he said, I want an exciting Western character. And Fran, you've been working on those in some of his previous jobs. So Fran came up with the idea of a masked man in the Old West who never wanted any glory. He didn't want anyone to know his name. He just wanted to do good. And he wanted to go after guys so dangerous that they would never be able to find him because he was wearing a mask. It's a terrible idea because the people who also wore masks in the Old West were bad guys. So there's a constant back and forth of, are you a bad guy? No, I'm not. Are you sure? I'm very sure. But the Lone Ranger being one of the most heroic characters in all of early 20th century fiction, he very much convinced people he was a good guy.
Good.
Now, I want to play for you an episode of The Lone Ranger. Now, I'm telling you, it's going to add up. It's going to line up. It's going to lead to the Green Hornet. And I can also tell you that earlier, Christopher Bach wrote something on my Facebook page that gave away this entire story, except he's wrong.
Oh,
He's wrong.
sorry, Chris.
Yeah, Chris, don't go to Quora.com for your information. I actually searched where you got that. Yeah, that's not well vetted information, sir.
Oh.
He's not completely wrong, but do me a favor, do yourself a favor. Don't read what he said until after the show. And if anybody wants to come and be my friend on Facebook, you go right ahead. You send me a friend request, because we're small enough on this show that I can take the deluge of invites that I'm going to get.
So you're telling me, John, by the end of tonight, there'll be more common elements than just the mask between the Lone Ranger and Green Hornet.
You'll see. You'll see, my friend. You'll see. Yeah. No, you did not, because you are wrong, Chris. You are wrong. Okay. Let's build this case. We are going to start with one of the worst named episodes of any show ever that could convince you that this is a good show for your kids. And it's an episode of The Lone Ranger. I'm going to go to YouTube, as we do. We're going to Old Time Radio Researchers on this one. They are fantastic. They do research. And let me make sure I get a like on that. Okay, here's the unfortunate title of this episode. Dan Rides Hard.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. Let's let our minds go there for a minute. Now bring them back. Okay. Here we go. One of the most classic of all radio shows in the history of mankind, The Lone Ranger, written by Fran Stryker, and I'll talk about it later, but also created by Fran Stryker. George W. Trendle does not agree. But George W. Trendle was writing the checks. So here we go. The Lone Ranger and the episode Dan Rides Hard.
I'm Silver! Away! A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo, Silver, the Lone Ranger.
Nothing like the good old 1812 overture.
My favorite overture. Joe uses a pillow.
A little trade secret there. I mean, you hear this music, you know it's going to be great. You know it. Oh, did I get it wrong? See, sometimes we're wrong. Thank you, Scott, for the correction.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Hey, everybody is entitled to mistake. Everybody.
The excitement just, I got caught up in it. Well, they play the whole thing, don't they?
It's the whole thing.
Well, just get your snacks and get your coffee.
With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early western United States. The stories of his strength and courage, his daring and resourcefulness have come down to us through the generations. And nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear, From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver! There's danger ahead! I'm Silver!
Dan Reed, the nephew of the Lone Ranger, was riding the Son of Silver when he saw a handbill tacked to the trunk of a tree. He reined up, read the notice, then...
Great day, another reward poster. Almost the same as the one we saw a couple weeks ago. Well, Victor, this is something the Lone Ranger's got to know. In a hurry. Come on, Victor. Come on there. Get along, boy. Faster, Victor. Get those hoofs going. Come on, Victor. Move it.
The 14-year-old lad had become an expert horseman under the careful coaching of the Lone Ranger. The young white stallion he rode was filled with willing strength and untried power. For the first time, Dan urged the colt to the fullest speed, racing across the plains, leaping over narrow streams, dodging around big rocks.
Come on, Victor.
Those hooves were shod with silver, the same as the horse of the Lone Ranger. They hammered the ground with ever-increasing speed until...
There he is. There he is, Victor. Oh, boy, hold there. Oh.
Dan, I saw you coming.
I had to hurry. Instead of waiting for you and Tyler to join me when I got to the gap, I had to come back. Here, look. Look what I found.
Handbill?
Another reward notice. You're being hunted again.
Oh.
Dan find another poster for capture of Lone Ranger? That heap strange.
Yes. Take a look, Tonto. $5,000 reward, dead or alive.
There's something mighty wrong. You haven't been around this part of the country for months, have you?
No, Dan. Tonto, the town ahead is called Billsgate, isn't it?
Not right.
Maybe we can find Jim Jackson there.
Who's Jim Jackson?
The last time we were through here, Jim Jackson published a little newspaper, Billsgate Herald. If anyone knows what's behind this notice, Jim Jackson does. Come on, Silver.
Get him up, Scout.
My favorite part of every Lone
As the
Ranger
trio
show.
reached the top of a hill overlooking the town, they knew that something was wrong. There was no sign of life in the dusty street. The buildings appeared deserted.
Uh-oh.
Closer inspection showed that the doors of the cafe were broken down and the windows smashed.
Oh, no.
Still don't see any signs of life. Do you suppose everyone's left the town?
Begins to look that way.
We look inside building. Oh, Scout. Oh, fella.
Oh, Silver. Steady, big fella. Dan, stay here with the horses.
Yes, sir.
We'll look in the cafe, Tonto. If anyone in town will know it by the condition of things there.
Dust plenty thick on porch. No one walk here for some time.
Have to step over the remains of the door.
The remains of the door.
The place is deserted.
I'm not leaving hurry. All stock taken away.
Yes. Whoever owned the place has moved. We
It's
look
a
next door.
mystery.
That's where Jackson's printing office was.
No sign gone from door of office.
Everything of value was taken from the cafe. Buildings seem to have been abandoned.
Not right.
Stand back, Tonto.
Me look inside. No, nothing left here.
The Jackson's gone, too. There's some old copies of the Herald here. Maybe they'll have something to tell us.
This
What
is
you
back
find?
when
Here,
reading was a
Tonto, the last
superpower.
issue of the paper.
Oh,
An article by Jim explaining that this will be the last issue of the paper while crime runs rampant and unpunished in the town of Billsgate.
Uh-oh.
This is Jim's own style of writing. He says he's going to his ranch at Three Pines and live there in peace and quiet until law and order comes to town.
Jim Jackson at Three Pines.
That's where we'll find him.
Hey, that was second language.
Otto, a young friend of mine at camp nearby, Jim. I came here to see you alone.
You're a sight for sore eyes. We've had bad times in this part of the country. I did what I could to whip up some law and order through my newspaper, but it was no use.
You knew, of course, that I was blamed for everything.
I saw the handbills.
I have one with me.
I knew you weren't the killer, but what I said was like rain on the ocean. Didn't mean a thing.
Who is the killer?
I wish I knew.
How'd he work?
It's true.
The truth is, there was more than one killer. There were at least 6 of them.
How do you know?
Sheriff knew it, too. We could tell by the footprints. But the sheriff seemed downright anxious to keep what he knew to himself. One after another, the folks in Billsgate were threatened, robbed, shot at, and pestered until they moved out. Well, don't ask me why. I don't know why.
By these 6 men.
6 at least.
Yet everything was blamed on one man, the Lone Ranger.
It was Sam Slotkin that caused that. It wasn't his fault, though.
Who's he?
Sam Slotkin?
Yes.
He ran the cafe.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the first that got shot. He was creased in the arm by a bullet. He said the man that did it came into his living quarters back of the cafe late at night and told him to clear out. To back up what he said, this hombre fired once. Well, Sam didn't take it seriously, so the critter sent him a bullet with another warning. Then Sam packed his liquor and moved out.
Why did Sam blame me?
Well, he just said the critter that shot him wore a mask and called himself the Lone Ranger.
Everyone else left.
Yeah,
Evil
I
twin.
was one of the last to go. Nothing to stay around for.
Were you threatened?
No, but plenty of the others were. I've been thinking on this thing till I'm downright dizzy, and I can't figure out any reason why the town would be cleared out that way. What could be gained by it? Who would profit?
Those are gunshots.
Right.
What's over that way?
An arroyo, a dry gulch.
That's where the shooting is. I'll have a look. Steady. Come on, Silver.
The masked man raced toward the arroyo and the sound of the shooting. But long before he reached the gulch, the firing stopped. It was only the sound of hoops approaching at a fast clip.
Oh, Silver. Oh, boy. Oh. It's Kato and Dan.
Oh, we headed this way to bring him to you.
Ooh.
Six fella. We see him. Them firing us from trees. Now them right off trail. That way.
Did they fire while you were in camp?
That's right. I was giving Victor a currying when he opened up.
Did you fire back?
No. Me not fire back. Dan that's me.
Good.
I could have helped if I'd had a gun.
No, me not risk Dan's life. Me tell him get up and ride. Come here.
Now listen to me, Dan. There's something I want you to do.
Yes, sir?
Go over to that ranch house and see Jim Jackson. Make a list of everyone he can think of who was threatened by the masked man.
Yes, sir.
He'll know who you are if you just tell him you're my friend.
You'll come back there?
Yes, when Tonto and I finish. First, we'll have a look at the tracks of those men who chased you. I get going now.
Right. Get up, Victor. Come on.
Tonto,
Hi, over.
is there anything about those six you want to tell me?
Me not get good look at them. Maybe we follow trail now, huh?
Did they act as if they were shooting to kill or scare?
Those fellers not shoot to scare.
They were really trying to hit you?
Them really try.
Tonto.
Me.
Tonto, steady there, Kimosabe. I've got you. They did hit you.
All right. Not hurt bad.
You're going
Be a
to Jim
hero,
Jackson's where you
Tonto.
can have that wound treated properly. Now lean this way from the saddle and I'll support you. Come on, Silver.
We need any more of this hot water?
Now, Dan, you can put it aside. I'm going to bandage the wound now.
Golly. I didn't know they'd hit Tonto.
I didn't either until he almost fell from the saddle. Now, where's Jackson? I haven't seen him since we brought Tonto inside.
Oh, he left just after I got
Oh,
here.
he did?
Yeah, didn't have a chance to tell you. There's too much to be done for Tonto. He said he'd answer all the questions I could ask when he came back.
Did he say where he was going?
No, he said he'd explain it all to you if you were here.
When he came back?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. There. How do you feel now, Kimosabe?
Me fine. Get strength back soon.
I'm going to leave Dan here with you.
Me be all right.
Dan,
Yes, sir?
Tonto will be all right. He'll need a lot of rest to regain his strength. He's badly weakened by the wound.
I understand.
Warm broth on the stove. Give him some of it when he's ready to eat.
You'll be gone for quite a while?
I don't know how long.
Well, I'll take care of Tonto till you get back.
Jim Jackson may be back before I am. I know that he'll give Tonto any attention that's needed. Jim tells you to do something, you may be fairly sure he's right. He's been in this country long enough to know what a wounded man needs.
Very well. I'll do what he says. I hope you get back soon.
As soon as possible. Adios, Kimosabe.
In the meantime, Jim Jackson had ridden into the nearby hills where he met a heavily built and bearded individual whom he addressed as Sam.
I'll get this straight, Sam. There's one place I draw the line.
Oh, there is, huh? What is this place where you draw the line?
Those two your men fired on were friends of the Lone Ranger.
Yeah?
And the Lone Ranger himself is here. He's going to look into the crimes that drove folks away from here.
Yeah. That's a good one. If we can grab him, we can turn him over to the law and get the reward.
Oh, you can't. The Lone Ranger's done some mighty good turns for me in the past.
Yeah.
I won't have him hurt.
Jackson, maybe you won't have anything to say about it. We've gone too far in this game to let a couple of lives stand in our way.
You heard what I said. I've played along with you. I told the Lone Ranger you'd left town along with everyone else. And told him it was you that claimed he was the criminal.
Why'd you have to put the blame on me?
Because you're the right one.
Because you got a beard.
I'm going to try and send him out of here on some wild goose chase.
He won't go.
No, now that his friends have been fired on, he probably won't. Why did you do that?
You got anything else to say?
Yeah, just this. If I can't get rid of him, you'll have to tell the boys to lie low and keep out of his way till he gets through looking around.
Are you all done, Jackson?
That's all I've got to say.
Then I'll talk.
You
Well,
haven't got
hold on. Just keep your tongue between your teeth and listen to what I got to say.
Ooh.
The boys are getting mighty tired of doing all the hard work while you sit at your ranch and think up orders to give.
We made a deal.
Maybe so. But it's taking longer than the boys figured to get some cash out of it. They're getting restless. They know the sort of hombre this Lone Ranger is. They know he ain't going to leave here without finding things out. He don't do business that way, especially with them posters calling him a killer.
Slotkin, you're having a lot to say.
And I'll back what I say. From now on, Jackson, I'll give the orders.
Why, I'll find
That'll
you.
do.
The boys know where the brains are.
Yeah, but you ask them. They're right behind you.
What?
You heard what Sam said?
What? Are you addle-headed
Take
enough
him,
to...
boys, and rope him.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute.
Pat him on the head. That'll quiet him.
No honor.
Good work. Now rope him and plug his mouth with a gag. Toss him in the hole. That'll keep him out of my way. I'm taking a ride for myself.
Where to, Sam?
What did you call me?
Sam.
Up to 10 minutes ago, Sam was all right. But from now on, you critters better learn a new name for me. That name is Boss.
Well, that suits us, boss. Whatever you
Whatever.
want.
Good enough. Well, now I'm going to Jim's ranch and introduce myself to the Lone Ranger and those friends of his.
You won't let friendship interfere with our business, will you, boss?
You know me better than that.
Good.
There's one sure way to get rid of troublemakers like the Lone Ranger.
I savvy.
And among other things, that reward poster offers cash for him,
Oyster.
dead or alive.
Ooh. Hey, what's up, boss?
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments.
Joe, have you ever listened to the Lone Ranger before?
I never listened to a radio show. I've, of course, saw the old TV show when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and so forth. I mean, a lot of gravitas here. It works very well as radio drama. Absolutely.
It is the coin of the realm,
Yeah.
Not only was it hugely popular, but it was pretty well done. And WXYZ did make really good shows. Lone Ranger, Green Hornet, Challenge of the Yukon, a bunch of others that actually have not survived through the years. And a lot of them created by Fran Stryker.
All right.
Now, I can tell you the Fran Stryker story. Basically,
Continue our story.
I'll tell you
After
later.
Sam Slotkin took charge of the gang and had Jim Jackson roped and gagged, he headed for Jim's house where Tonto lay wounded. Dan Reed was surprised at the manner in which the Indian regained his strength.
But don't you think it's too soon for you to try and sit up, Tonto? Lone Ranger said you'd been hit pretty hard with that bullet.
Only get strength back plenty quick.
Yes.
Try to sit up now.
He's smoking
You
duty.
can't do it, Tonto. Lie back and rest until Mr. Jackson or the Lone Ranger gets here.
Maybe that better.
There, now that's it. You want some more of that broth?
Maybe by and by. Not now.
Oh, by and by.
Someone come now.
I didn't hear anyone.
You hear him soon.
Yeah, now I do. But I didn't when you spoke. Golly, you sure have sharp ears.
You look out window, Dan. That's not Jackson. Not Lone Ranger. It's someone else.
Uh-oh.
It is someone else. Say, but how'd you know? You didn't see Jackson right away.
Jackson, not good rider. Him ride slow. This feller come fast.
Hello.
It's a big man. I don't know who he is. He isn't one of the bunch that chased us.
Oh.
Well, I guess you're the friends Jackson spoke of, ain't you?
Who are you?
Me? Well, I'm a friend of Jim's, too. He sent me here to say that he couldn't get back for a time. He's out following a clue he had.
Who you?
What's happened to you, Tonto? Did you stop a bullet?
That's right.
Let me have a look.
Wound all bandaged.
So I see. Where's your masked friend? Ain't he here?
Him come back soon.
Where'd he go?
Him hunt for track a feller who shoot me.
Oh, I see. I reckon he won't have much trouble finding those tracks, will he? From what Jim tells me, he's pretty doggone smart at following the trail.
You bet he is.
Well, I reckon the best thing for me to do is to wait here till he comes back. Chances are he'll need all the reinforcements he can get. I wonder if you'd go out and unsaddle my horse.
Sure thing.
I'd be downright grateful. And when you come in, you might bring an armful of wood for that fire.
Won't take me but a few minutes. I'll be right back.
Now, Redskin, I'll fix you to start with.
What you...
Shut up. Make a sound and I'll drill that kid. I'm going to tie you to that bunk, then gag you.
Oh, you crook. You not get far. Maybe better you shoot Tonto now. That best chance for you.
I'll fix these ropes so tight you won't be bothered none by that
Oh,
wound.
you afraid to shoot. You not dare to shoot.
It would just take one shot to tell that kid there's something wrong. I'm no fool. Now get this. A yip out of you, and I'll shoot that kid, too.
Oh, you plenty brave fella. You brave like sneaking hyena.
These ropes will hold you for keeps. There.
Dan, go away fast. Oh!
Take that, you screaming banshee.
Tonto, what?
Make one move, and I'll blow this redskin to kingdom come.
But you, I thought...
How many close the door? My name's Sam Slotkin. I reckon you heard about me. I said close the door.
I savvy. Well, I reckon I'm the next one to be hogtied.
No tricks. I know all the tricks you might try. If you so much as start one of them, this redskin will be shot.
What have you done to
He
him?
ain't hurt. I had to hit him to shut his mouth. Toss that hunk of rope to me.
You
This
varmint.
You know that's the one. There ain't no other.
The Slotkin has a lot of
Get
rope.
these ropes off. I'll gag you in. Shut that loud mouth. Then we'll wait for the Lone Ranger to get here.
While Dan, bound and gagged, sat on a stool next to the bed where Tonto lay wounded and helpless, the Lone Ranger found it increasingly hard to follow the tracks of the outlaws. The tracks, which had at first been clear, faded into nothing as the trail led over hard rock toward the hill.
Silver, there's no use going further. It'll soon be dark. We'll get back to Jim's house, and maybe in the morning Tonto will be able to ride with us. Come on, boy. We'll back trail. That's it.
Come on, Silver.
Isn't Silver like a bloodhound who took his
Heading
way?
back toward the ranch house, the masked man was totally unaware of the grim reception that awaited him. Sam Slotkin sat near the open front door with his eyes glued to the tracks that led toward the distant mountains. In the rear of the room, next to the crackling fireplace, Dan sat next to Tonto. He'd noticed the brave Indian struggling carefully and quietly against the gag. Presently, as dusk descended, the gag finally fell from Tonto's mouth, and Dan leaned close.
Dan, you on chair. You fire. You can move. You listen plenty careful. He tell you what to do.
The Indian whispered a daring plan that would depend upon Dan for execution.
It only way, Dan. Maybe it warn Lone Ranger.
Dan Reed nodded that he understood.
We wait till we hear hoofbeat of Silver. Then you do it.
Hey, what they hear? I thought I heard one of you saying something. So, you got that gag work loose, huh? Well, that shows how careless a man can be. I'll fix it so you don't work it loose a second time. And if it strangles you, that'll be just too bad.
Tonto was gagged once again, but he'd already given the all-important instructions to Dan Reed. He lay with his ear pressed hard against the wall of the room, every sense tuned to catch the faintest sound of approaching hoofs. Darkness gathered and closed in, and the cabin was lighted only by the burning logs in the fireplace. Then, while still too far away to be heard any normal fashion, the hoofs of a horse rumbled on the ground and sent vibrations to the wall of the house. Tonto heard and turned to Dan. Then the brave lad, all caution thrown aside, leaped to his hobbled feet and threw his weight against the table.
Hey, you crazy!
As the table fell, an unlighted oil lamp crashed into the fire and broke. The oil spilled in every direction and flared out with great tongues of flame.
Fire!
Great tongues.
Dan didn't stop at that point. He threw himself at a chair and sent it sliding into the flames. The dry wood caught like tinder, and this was quickly augmented by a bench that Dan butted into the inferno.
You crazy fool! You're burning south! Get away from here! Let me fight that fire! Get close! The house is burning!
Sam made no effort to stop Dan. He thought only of his own safety, rushing from the house and leaving Tonto and the boy to be trapped.
Hold on, Silver! Hold on, Jackson. What about Tonto?
You confounded!
Jackson, what's the matter with you?
I'll get you!
Hold on, Jackson. There's enough shooting from you.
Where's Tonto?
Let me go. Let me go.
Where's Dan? How did that fire start?
Let me go.
Is anyone inside?
No. You better clear out. There's blasted putter in there.
Look at those horses, Tonto's and Dan's. They know their masters are inside.
All right. What if they are? You can't save them now.
We'll see about that. Meanwhile, I want you here to answer questions. No time to rope you. It's the only way that's fast. Silver, keep back. I'll go and get him.
Keep back, Silver.
The masked man dashed into the flame and smoke-filled room and grabbed Dan bodily, carrying him into the open air. He cut the gag and the ropes and then...
Tonto is in there.
I will. Dan, I knocked that man out. I want him held here.
He's the crook, Sam Slotkin.
Slotkin, here, take one of my guns.
Oh, golly.
Stand guard.
Once more, the Lone Ranger raced into the building, which was now so thick with smoke that he could hardly breathe. He groped toward the corner and found Tonto lashed to the bunk. Whipping out his knife, he sliced the ropes, then lifted the Indian to his shoulder and headed for the outside. Then, a short time later...
There. Now, Tonto, you can talk. How are you?
Me all right. And that fella, Crook, him planned to kill you.
Slotkin was a bartender, Tonto. The one who named me the killer. He seems to be one of a gang. The gang that fired on you and Dan.
That's right.
But why? Why did he do it?
That's what we're going to find out. Dan, get my canteen from the saddle.
Yes, sir.
We'll douse Slotkin with water and bring him to. Then he'll talk.
Yeah, but what if he won't talk?
Then this man is going to talk.
The Lone Ranger and Tonto applied psychology rather than violence to their prisoner, and in a shorter time than he expected, the masked man knew where the gang hid in the mountains.
Would they make it feel
Later in the
guilty?
night, Jim Jackson tried to talk to the rest of the gang.
Now listen, boys. If they just give me a chance to
No
explain...
use, Jim. We're lined up with Slotkin now. Fact is, the fewer of us there are, the more of a split each of us will get.
You mean that I'll have to...
No, you'll have to go, Jim. It's too bad, too, because you've been a good-natured hombre. Wasn't for the business, we'd like to keep you with us. But a man's got to look out for his own interests. Hey, Kid, Pete, come here a minute.
I don't know where those two are. They went over to take a look at the horses a while ago, and they ain't been back.
Now go see where they are, Hook.
All right. I'll see. Bart, now that there's just you and Jack and Lenny, maybe I can talk.
Jim, we'd like to cut you loose and let you try to escape, but if we did, Sam would have our hide for it.
Hey, Bart!
Hell, what?
Wait a minute.
Well, Lenny, you keep an eye on Jim.
Uh-huh.
All right, reach.
Get hands up.
The Lone Ranger. Get me out of this. Get me free. They're going to kill me. Bart, he made me call to you. He's already roped the other two.
I'll show you. Oh!
Good shooting. I'll turn me loose and I'll help you. I was with them at the start. Let me confess it all. They had a gold claim. They got everyone away from town so they could keep it all to themselves.
Get ropes on these two, Tonto.
Me fix him.
Let me loose so I can help.
Jim, Slotkin has already confessed his part.
It was his idea.
Perhaps, but I thought you were on the square. You're one of the few men I've misjudged. And that misjudgment nearly cost the lives of Dan and Tonto.
He got him tied up tight
But
now.
I'll help you. They turned on me. We're going to kill me.
Your partners are all lined up outside this shack. They're tied so they'll stay until I come back with the sheriff.
Well, what are you going to do with me?
That's up to a jury. You, as a newspaper man, failed in a great responsibility. Though I've liked you, Jim. I hope the jury gives you a far greater punishment than any other member of the gang.
No.
And I'm going to recommend that to the sheriff. In days to come, the newspapers will have a sacred duty in giving the people the truth about things. Perhaps your case will be an example of what happens when a man in that position fails in his trust.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, Jim. But when you think it over, I'm sure you'll see it my way. Are you strong enough to keep an eye on them, Tonto?
Me watch inside, Dan watch him outside. Them all be here when you come back.
Steady, boy. Adios, Kimosabe. Goodbye, Dan. Adios, Silver!
Oh, boy.
Well, I'm just gonna. I think this goes on for a while.
Now, this was broadcast when, John?
This was 1943, I believe.
So it's likely that when they talked about Dan riding hard and Tonto being gagged, they didn't mean it the way I'm thinking. Okay.
There's so much tying up people, and it's a wild episode. No, it's 1943. It's all pretty innocent.
Good, clean fun. Gotcha.
And, as I was saying earlier, Gangbusters was one of the most popular shows among children.
Mm-hmm.
So George W. Trendle wanted to offer a show that still had action, but wasn't as violent, and it didn't glorify bad guys.
Right.
And so that's how we got the Lone Ranger. I love so much about this show. The horses were very popular. That's why you get all those scenes of like, come on, Silver, come on, here we go. Pick him up, Scout. Come on, Scout. Oh, come on, Victor. Come on, you can do it. Like they talk to the horses a lot, and you get a lot of sound effects. And the kids at home were just like, I love the horses. They're my favorite part.
Well, like this kid included. I don't know if this is right where Raphael first learned it. He mentioned it. But yes, of course, I learned that Victor was the Lone Ranger's nephew's horse from A Christmas Story.
That's so funny because you could have asked me as an OTR fan, and I never would have remembered.
I had to wait for him to mention it here before I remembered. And then Raphael, reminded us not long after.
It's one of those pieces of trivia that are just the best.
Now, as far as the Lone Ranger origin, as I recall, because it's been a while, but he was basically the Lone Ranger because all his other fellow Texas Rangers were ambushed and killed, but he survived.
That is correct. And among the other Rangers was his brother.
That's right.
Now, since then, although it's been said over and over in my research, because I actually do research, Chris, in my research, I ran across the fact that later the Lone Ranger is referred to as John.
Oh, okay.
And their last name is Reed, R-E-I-D. So allegedly, although it's supposedly never part of the canon of the radio series, his name is John Reed. His brother's name is Dan Reed.
Another Dan. Okay.
Yes. Now he meets the Dan Reed that's in this episode. That's Dan Reed Jr. He meets his nephew at one point.
Oh, okay.
And his nephew, basically at that point, being a fatherless young man, Lone Ranger doesn't quite adopt him, but he does everything he can to get him into a good school and to get him, situated in a college after his schooling. He doesn't let him have a gun. He doesn't let him become a crime fighter. He really wants Dan Jr. to have a good life. And it goes along kind of beautifully with the origin, which is when John Reed, I'm going to say his name's John Reed because my name's John, and of course I want that. The Lone Ranger goes under the mask so that he can represent all of the Rangers who were killed. He's not out for any glory. He's actually given the name by Tonto. Tonto says, "You're the only one who survived. You are the Lone Ranger." And he doesn't want to be known. He wants to represent law and order. That's how I see it. I think that's how Fran Stryker laid it out. Now, I promised to tell you the story about George W. Trendle. George W. Trendle, of course, being the guy who owned everything, he said to Fran Stryker, "I will buy the Lone Ranger from you for $10. $10, and you sign away all ownership." Now, he did offer Fran Stryker another thing, which was a writing contract, which actually was fairly lucrative. Not amazing money, but decent money. Money that Fran Stryker and his very large family wiped out by the Depression. They needed that money.
Yeah.
So Fran gave up ownership of everything he ever wrote for George W. Trendle. And then George W. Trendle years later said, oh no, I created all this stuff. That's me. I made up all this stuff. Fran Stryker was just a writer. Here's his contract. Now, George W. Trendle did eventually sell off all of these properties. So the Lone Ranger ended up owned by someone else. And then the Green Hornet ended up owned by someone else. But under the writing of Fran Stryker, there was another chapter in the Lone Ranger's legacy in the Green Hornet. And we are now going to go to that.
One last thing I want to say about the Lone Ranger. I don't think until now I've ever heard the Lone Ranger call Tonto Kimosabe. I thought it was just a one-way Indian word that Tonto used for the Ranger. So that's something new for me.
Yes, allegedly. Now, granted, this is another George W. Trendle story, so I don't know how much anyone should believe it. But George W. Trendle had gone to a camp as a boy, and he really, I mean, I'll give him credit for this. He really did want to create programming for children. And so he was thinking back to this great camp that he went to, and it had Indian people who would come and entertain them and teach them how to ride horses and teach them all sorts of things. And they had said at that camp that Kimosabe was an Indian word for trusted friend. I've also heard it as my father used to love this because, again, my parents loved the Lone Ranger when they were kids. And my father's joke, and you guys in the chat, you would really appreciate this. My father's joke that he had said was he had heard that Kimosabe was one who knows. And tonto, of course, is the Spanish word for stupid. And so my father always thought it was very funny that that Lone Ranger is calling Tonto stupid, and stupid is calling him one who knows.
I do have if I can share briefly, I do have a personal anecdote about Kimosabe. When my mother had cancer and later beat it, thank God, gave us several more years of life with her on the planet after that. But my stepfather got her a little teddy bear who they named Kimosabe because she was going through chemo at the time. So he was her little companion during those sessions. So I just wanted to put that out
very
there.
Nice. That's very nice. Okay, so Chris, you should be frustrated, Chris. So far my stuff is right. Where does it go up? So far your stuff is not right. And I'm going to force you to listen to the Green Hornet now because it should explain everything. We are now all caught up on the amount of information you need to know from the Lone Ranger. Scott says, my father used to walk 5 miles to a friend's house who had a TV just to watch the Lone Ranger and the Cisco Kid. I totally understand that.
Oh, wow. Worth the walk.
And that is Raphael's tribute to Kimosabe.
Thank you, Raphael.
That is very sweet. God bless your mom.
Thank you, John.
All right, my boys, here we go. We're going to now listen to another Fran Stryker creation, which was taken from him. And this is the Green Hornet. Now, the Green Hornet also is created as a reaction to Gangbusters. Now, remember, Gangbusters, hugely popular show. Kids loved it. The parents were all tearing their hair out. Oh no, my children love this violent show that stars all of these terrible criminals. I mean, they always get it in the end, but still, it's the process that people were not all that happy with. So, as another reaction to Gangbusters and his popularity, what Fran Stryker created in the Green Hornet was a villain. The Green Hornet was a villain. He was a gangster. Yes, he was known as a terrible, terrible man, a member of the underworld. You were not supposed to trust him. You were not supposed to like him. And no one knew who he was. So what I love about that is that he is on the, the other side of the law. And he is a vigilante. So this... Scott says, I always heard Kimosabi as faithful friend. I have heard that as well. I've heard that one, but it doesn't exist in any native language. No, of course it doesn't. It's no, it's made up. It's white people making up Indian stuff. Yeah, that's
just good writing.
that's just how it was back in the day. I believe, Raphael, that he did not have the 60s Green Hornet gadgets. I don't know if he had the gas gun. If he did, that's awesome. Because again, he was a good guy disguised as a bad guy. So he's very threatening. And of course, he'll talk a big game, but he doesn't want to kill anyone. However, you should know that at this point in the Green Hornet story, he has been framed for many, many crimes. By actual criminals. That is a big part of it. Chris says the TV show had Tonto as a Navajo, so he was a code talker. Maybe. I mean, one of the things I always loved about Tonto was he's very capable. He is very, very capable. He's as much of a hero as Lone Ranger. Maybe in the TV show it's a little less, although honestly, I thought Jay Silverhills was one of the coolest dudes who ever did TV.
I thought from the original TV series, as I recall, they were equals in that way.
There are many stories in which I don't know if you ever watched the cartoon from the 60s. I don't know if anyone remembers that.
I did. I mean, it's been so long, but yes.
Yeah, there are many episodes of that. They'd usually show two. They'd be like two, 12-minute episodes within half an hour. And at least one of them would be Tonto solo, which is very cool. There's a conversation in the chat that's really cool. Sandman was using a gas gun in the comics first. That is right, Scott. You're absolutely right. I'd forgotten about that. And John Atkinson says gas gun on radio would be a tough one to pull off. It tends to come across as flatulence.
That's a fine line.
Well, and I don't know if anyone remembers, but on Batman, there were a lot of weapons that were gas. Penguin has gas coming out of his umbrella.
Yeah.
There's knockout gas. There's anti-shark spray. They did a lot with aerosols. It was the 60s.
Yeah, the bat repellent, the bat shark repellent.
That's what it was. That's right. The Filmation Tarzan Lone Ranger cartoons. I forgot about those.
Oh yeah, that's how I saw a lot of those too, and they were later.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is a lot of fun. Let's now get into the Green Hornet. What can I tell you about the Green Hornet? This is from 1947, November 11th. And this is a culmination of a storyline. And they didn't do a lot of these in radio. They didn't do a lot of multi-episode storylines. So this is the final chapter in a storyline in which at first the Green Hornet is seen as a killer and a bank robber. And actually one of the reporters on the Green Hornet is actually Britt Reed, publisher of this great newspaper. One of the reporters actually gets him cleared of crimes. And it's kind of amazing. Yeah. And she's a great reporter, played by Cameron Diaz in the Seth Rogen movie. So now he has to deal with the aftermath of all of this attention being put on the Green Hornet. So Britt Reed is actually, the Bruce Wayne character is actually very key in this episode. Oh, and thank you, Chris. You are correct about that. It is the Sentinel.
So am I to connect that Britt Reed going into this episode of the Green Hornet is related to the two Dan Reeds?
That is correct.
Ah, okay.
That is correct.
It's all coming together in my mind.
All coming together. It's the Reeds. So so here we go. Let's get the show started because this is a really good show.
Hey, want a brand new breakfast idea? Then get the Betty Crocker cereal tray, the Betty Crocker cereal tray. Yes, indeed. Try the brand new cereal assortment with 10 individual packages in all.
Yeah, I love those.
4 Cheerios, 2 Kicks. All top favorites and all extra fresh. Yes, it's fun to take your pick from Wheaties, Cheerios, and Kicks. Get the Betty Crocker cereal tray, the Betty Crocker cereal tray. Get that tray today.
And now the Betty Crocker cereal tray presents.
What a segue.
The Green Hornet. He hunts the biggest of all game, public enemies who try to destroy our America. With his faithful valet Kato, Britt Reed, daring young publisher, matches wits with the underworld, risking his life that criminals and racketeers within the law may feel its weight by the sting of the Green Hornet.
Watch that sting.
Ride with Britt Reed in the thrilling adventure of Too Hot to Handle.
I was a fan.
Extra, breakfast extra, Betty Crocker cereal tray makes
Back to the commercial.
Betty Crocker cereal tray makes
Drink your Ovaltine.
Yes, sir, the Betty Crocker cereal tray is really a breakfast extra. All in one handy carton, it gives you all your top favorite cereals, Wheaties, Cheerios, and Kicks. You can take your choice right at the table. You
Kicks
can have
are
your
old.
own separate
I didn't know they were that
package.
long.
Wheaties
Had
one
no
morning,
idea.
Cheerios the next, and Kicks the next. It's fun, and you always open a fresh package. Try it.
Get your Betty Crocker cereal tray.
Put
Get
them
your
right in the
Betty
box.
Crocker cereal tray. Get your Betty
It was early evening when the train from the west brought Britt Reed's father to the city. As he came into the station, he paused and looked for Britt. He saw an attractive girl approach with a smile of welcome.
Mr. Reed, hello.
Miss Travis, well, I didn't expect to see you here.
You're looking splendid.
Sorry.
Well, how was the trip?
Tiresome. Where's my son? Is he here?
He's waiting for you at his apartment. He thought it would be better if I saw you alone, before you talked to him.
Confound it. What's going on? Why did Britt send for me?
Please, Mr. Reed, wait until we're in the car.
Calm down, old guy.
Well, Miss Travis, let's have it. Why did Britt telephone and ask me to come here?
Mr. Reed, you wanted me to give you a report on your son's activity.
That's right.
Well, Mr. Reed, you have a wonderful son.
Ooh.
More wonderful than you or anyone else realizes.
She knows his
At
secret.
least that's the way I feel about him.
Well, this is a surprise.
Well, he's been doing incredible things, but he's right. I know he's right, or I'm just as crazy as he is.
Linda, what are you talking about?
We'll be at the apartment in a few minutes. Then you learn everything.
Oh, everything.
I want you to quit stalling, Britt. You've made all the proper inquiries about my health and my trip from the West. You've offered cigars, cigarettes, and highballs. But confound it, there's just one thing I want.
Well, Dad.
Now, you and Miss Travis have something to tell me. Now, what is it?
Oh, perhaps I'd better go.
Perhaps you'd better stay.
Yes.
Dad, I don't know just where to begin. You've heard of the Green Hornet, haven't you?
Heard of him? I was the one that suggested that the Sentinel post a reward for his capture. And I can't understand why you haven't been able to get him.
Well, you want it quick and straight, so here it is. I am the Green Hornet.
I am Iron Man.
And you're proud of him, Linda?
Yes, I am.
Why?
Well, because of
He
what he's
believes
done
it.
as the Green Hornet.
How did you know?
Oh, I found it out by accident.
So you created the character of the Green Hornet. Why did you do it, son? Haven't you always had everything you wanted?
I sure have, Dad. Things have been handed to me on a silver platter from the time I was a kid. When it was time for me to go to work, you gave me the Daily Sentinel and a competent staff to run it.
I'd hoped that the responsibility of managing a newspaper would be good for you.
I think it was. I learned about things that I never knew existed.
Huh?
I saw political grafters and confidence men bend the law nearly double without actually breaking it. I had inside information on political bribes. I knew of crooks in our government, and there wasn't a thing that could be done about them. We couldn't even publish their activities because the law couldn't get proof that would hold up in court. A lot of criminals went free because of tricky laws and red tape.
But the Green Hornet. Everyone thinks the Hornet is a criminal.
Dad,
They're wrong.
I could see only one way to get those rats. Someone had to meet them and play the game their way, with no holds barred. Putting them in jail was the most important thing in the world to me. It came ahead of the newspaper, ahead of my reputation, ahead of everything. If you look at the records, you'll see that I was successful. Maybe I was wrong.
No, you were not wrong.
Who knows about this?
Kato, Linda
Kato.
Travis.
Good old Kato.
And now that the secret is out, what are you going to do?
The secret is not out unless you let it out. Kato has shared the secret with me. Linda will share it. It could be shared with you.
Mr. Reed, regardless of what the public thinks, there isn't a single charge against the Green Hornet. The police haven't a thing on it.
There were charges. The Sentinel has been offering a reward.
Yes, the record is clean now. The last murder charge was wiped off the books a few days ago.
And Linda, you'd forego the reward to keep this secret?
Oh, I don't want that kind of money.
Can't buy loyalty like that.
Oh, there's such a need for someone like the Green Hornet.
It's up to you, Dad. Are you with me?
With me or
After
against me?
announcing his identity, Britt Reed hadn't taken his eyes off his father. He had seen various emotions, shock, disbelief, controlled anger, in the strong, rugged face. This had given way to a hurt expression, but as he explained his position, Britt saw his father's chin come up. Then, during a momentary silence, the eyes of father and son met. Between the two, there flashed a spark of mutual understanding. A look of confidence came into Britt Reed's clean-cut features, and the older man looked proud. Then there was a faint grin that expanded to a chuckle.
Dad, you're not angry.
Angry? Why, how can I be angry with you? I know exactly how you feel because I went through the same thing.
What?
You?
Gasp.
Look at that picture on the wall. The man on that horse is one of your ancestors. And those hills are in Texas. When I was a boy, I rode with that man.
He rode
I saw
hard.
him six-gun his way through red tape and ride roughshod over crooks who thought they were too smart for the law. He rode for justice. Britt, I gave you the Daily Sentinel because I knew you'd learn a lot about smart crooks that the law couldn't get. I hope you'd do something about those crooks, just as your pioneer ancestor did. I wanted to see you use the paper as a crusading weapon. I wanted to see sparks fly, but nothing came.
But, Dad...
I was disappointed, son. I wondered what was the matter with you, wondered why the American heritage didn't assert itself. That's why I sent Linda here. I sent her to find out what was wrong with you. And now I learn. Why, confound it, Britt. You're more like the man in that picture than I dreamed you could be.
Oh, this is awesome.
This is the biggest thing that's ever happened to me. This is...
Oh, proud dad.
You and Linda will have to forgive an old man his emotions.
Dad, you're tops.
Old man? Oh, what am I saying? I feel younger than I have for 20 years.
Oh.
And more than that. I'm with you, boy. I'm with you all the way. If I can help the Green Hornet stamp out crooks, it will be just like it was back in those Texas hills when I helped the man on that picture.
The next day found Britt Reed's father lunching at the Civic Club with one of his oldest friends,
The Civic
Commissioner
Club
of Police.
Now, confidentially, Higgins, I had a special reason for wanting to see you. Today, I learned the identity of the Green Hornet.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Now, I'm not going to tell you, not just yet. But I know who he is and where he can be reached. And I know something else. He's on your side of the law. And now, Jimmy, that I know where to reach him, he can be of even more help.
You better tell the new commissioner. I'm resigning.
You're what?
Larry Lawson has me over a barrel.
Larry Larson.
Corruption.
Isn't that the name of the roadhouse operator who was picked up on a narcotic charge?
That's the guy.
Narcotic charge.
What's he got on you?
Photographs of my son.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Smoking reefers.
Fine. He's living in Grove City with his wife and daughter. He's a councilman. And there's talk of him for the next mayor.
Oh, that's so.
Yeah. Ronnie was here to visit about a year ago. He went to Lawson's Roadhouse. Went alone, which was a mistake. When he came home that night, he told me how some knockout drops had been put in his highball. How he'd been robbed of his
highball.
That's
Damn
when I
those
started
highballs.
going after Lawson. I got plenty of evidence against Lawson. The best of it I got personally. I'm the chief witness against him. I could put Lawson and a half a dozen of his pals behind the bars on narcotics charges. But Dan, I don't dare do it.
Tell me the rest.
Ronnie wasn't drugged so he could be robbed. He was drugged so Lawson could get photographs made. He showed them to me. Pictures of Ronnie looking stupefied and sitting at a table in a private room with Lawson, Pokey Smart, and several other drug peddlers.
Drug peddlers.
He'll give me the pictures and negatives, then I give him the evidence I collected.
What about Pokey
I got to do
Smart?
it. So I'm resigning as commissioner.
Where does Larson keep those pictures?
Somewhere in his office at the Roadhouse.
Green Hornet will get him.
Hiding place.
Jim, remember when we were younger? The days back in Texas? In those days, we'd have found a way to deal with Larson.
I know what you're thinking about, Dan.
Thinking about getting out your six gun.
Our stuff won't go with Larson.
Wait a minute, Jim. Wait a minute. Now, forget that resignation.
What the?
Now, you sit tight. I told you I knew the Green Hornet. Now, let me give him the facts and see what happens.
There's nothing the Green Hornet can do. No one can get the photos of Ronnie unless Lawson tells where they're hidden.
Green Hornet can.
Lawson won't tell. No one can make him tell.
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure about that, Jim. I've got a lot of confidence in the Green Hornet.
Been a while since a waiter came by.
Yeah, man. Terrible service here.
We'll continue our story in just a moment. Boys and girls, we're going to town. I mean, Fun Town. Just
Fun
listen
Town.
to this. Each of the 10 separate boxes of Wheaties, Cheerios, and Kicks in the Betty Crocker cereal tray is designed like a toy house or store. When you get these boxes,
store?
all you have to do is cut along the dotted line, then fold, and presto, you've got a model toy city, complete with barbershops, drugstores, grocery stores, and houses. Not only that, but you also
So
get
the little
cut
boxes
out
turn into
autos,
buildings for a
fences,
town?
garages, and a lot more things. Here in front
Cool.
of me is Baldy's Barbershop. Next, a big grocery store and market. Down the street, the Spick Bakery. Next, a drugstore. Everything complete. Even storage
Is this
sheds,
radio
tobacco
cereal?
barrels, and awnings in front. All true to life in every detail. Best of all,
Build
different
your
toy
own
houses
civic
and stores
center.
come on different Betty Crocker cereal trays. Just think of the fun you can have cutting out and setting up your own model city.
Oh, that's
Ask
it.
your grocer
Yeah, that's
for the
fun.
Betty Crocker cereal tray.
That'll get stuck doing
That's
that.
a handy cereal package with all three of your breakfast favorites. Wheaties, Cheerios, and Kix. Get yours now.
Like, not a speck of sugar in the whole thing. None of those are sweet cereal.
Where's the Cocoa Puffs? Love to fly the Bumblebee.
Now to continue our story. Brett Reed's father made a phone call from the Civic Club.
Britt, are you sure it's all right to talk on this phone? Well,
bugged.
I just finished lunch with the police commissioner, and here's what he's up against.
After talking to his father, Brett Reed left the Sentinel office and hurried to his apartment. The phone was ringing when he arrived.
Mr. Reed's department.
He heard Kato answering.
Oh, it's Kato.
That for me, Kato? Well, yes, Mr. Britt. Miss Travis called from office.
I left word for her to call when she came in. Hello, Miss Travis. I'm going to be tied up at home for a couple of hours. When I get back to the office, I want to see everything that's available about Larry Larson and his gang. You'll find a lot of items in the morgue. Axford will help you dig it out.
Larry Larson? What is he, a Stan Lee character?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll need your help in the laboratory.
Yes, Mr. Britt.
We're going to prepare some letters on special paper.
For what, Mr. Britt?
Tonight, the Green Hornet is going to visit Larry Larson's roadhouse.
Larry Larson's roadhouse. Out the little cutes.
Golly, Casey, look at all the stuff me and Miss Travis got together about Larry Larson.
This office looks like a rummage sale. Well, I'll pick everything up and get it in order for Mr. Reed.
Larson is due to take a rap at a narcotics charge. He's hot news these days. Is Reed going to have you do a special story about him and his gang?
Well, I don't know what Mr. Reed's plans are. Probably human interest. You think so, Miss Kate? Isn't that your specialty? Well, I haven't specialized yet. You will.
Say, if you want the dope on Larson, you should go and visit his roadhouse.
Michael.
In spite of Larson being a crook, they got good food there and music and dancing.
Oh, a splendid idea, Mr. Axford.
No, if you wanted to go, I could
I'll
like
speak to Mr. Reed when he comes in. Well, I'd better take these clippings into his office.
No, he's the cooler.
Axford, you don't.
Well, I was figuring to help the youngster out.
As if she needed help.
But she can't go to Larson's place alone.
She won't. You won't be the guy to take her.
No?
Oh, Michael, can't you see? She set her sails for Mr. Reed. Do you have to give her ideas, you damn Cupid?
Damn Cupid.
I do want you to go to Larson's, Miss Travis. I'll call for you at 11.
So late, Mr. Reed?
Before I call for you, I'm going there with Kato as the Green Hornet.
Uh-oh.
Meanwhile, at the Druggy Roadhouse.
Larry Larson had a private table in one rear corner of his roadhouse. He looked up as a bull-necked man with cauliflower ears approached.
What is it, Poking? Hey, boss, you better come out back. The guy says he's from the police. Why can't they leave me alone till my trial? I got an umbrella at the back door for you. Come on. You stick close and keep your gun handy.
Outside the roadhouse, a steady downpour covered the Black Beauty as Brett Reed and Kato waited in the rain-drenched darkness. A study of the newspaper clippings, many of which described the Larson Roadhouse, had given Brett Reed a fairly complete knowledge of the layout.
He read about it in the...
Kato wore masks as they waited in the Black Beauty near a small rear door. Presently, they saw two men advance through the rain.
The smaller one is Larson.
I see. Here he is, boss. What do you want?
Yeah,
Kill the flashlight, Larson.
You're the Hornet.
Did you guess that, or did Chubby tell you?
What do you want?
I brought a present for you.
Meaning what?
A couple of letters. Throw your flashlight on them and notice the name.
Watch him, Pokey. Yeah, I am, boss.
Okay, Gumby.
Higgins. Police Commissioner Higgins.
I got them a little moist, but they'll dry out.
Where'd you get these?
Interesting reading, huh? The commissioner'd be in a spot if those were published.
Yeah, plenty.
How'd you get them?
You know better than to ask that, Larson.
Is this straight? Did Higgins really accept bribes in the Turner affair?
Why don't you ask Higgins?
The letters are on the level. They'll prove that Higgins is a crook. Why do you bring them to me?
You need them. You're going on trial in a week or so. Higgins is the main witness against you and your pals.
That he is, boss.
He might be interested in a deal. These letters in exchange for the evidence he has against you.
Where do you come in?
After you beat the rap, you can help me.
How?
You read the papers. You saw what the DA said about me.
Yeah, he's done a fast switch. He's for you.
I want Higgins to be the same way.
You mean...
You didn't think the DA really liked me. Or did you?
I want to keep saying, yeah.
So you had some letters or something that mentioned the DA?
What do you think?
I get it.
Use those letters if you need to, and I'll see you after your trial.
Uh-huh.
And be careful of them. They're dynamite. Don't put them where they can be found.
Don't worry.
I mean that. Higgins might send a prowler to crack your safe.
I got a good hiding place. How did they get so damp?
I was out in the rain. I'll see you, Larson.
Gosh, boss, what do you make of that? I don't know, Pokey. You gonna use the letters? For those photos of Ron Higgins, I won't need them. But I'll look them over. Here, put them in the hiding place. You know where. I'll go over them after we close up.
Okay. I'm on the edge of my seat, John.
In accordance with his plan, Brett left the Black Beauty in Kato. He secured a cab and called for Linda. The two returned to Larson's Roadhouse and ordered supper. Linda phoned the police, then returned to the table.
It's getting close to midnight.
Yes, the police should be here soon.
What did you tell them, Linda?
I said exactly what you told me to. I said I had overheard a conversation. Someone said a load of white stuff would be delivered to Larson at midnight.
I hope Kato and I were accurate in fixing the time it would take for those letters to dry out.
What if your plan failed?
I'll have to think of another plan. They've got... Linda, watch Larson. That gorilla named Pokey just went to his table.
Maybe this is...
Pokey the gorilla.
I think it is. Excuse me, Linda. I've got to see a couple of men about some smoke.
He tried to appear casual as he left the dining room. Alone in a hall, he hurried to a corridor, and as he headed toward the rear of the building, he drew a mask and gun from beneath his dinner jacket. Meanwhile, Larson and Pokey hurried to the office.
Is anyone in my office?
No, boss. I was there alone watching like usual, but I seen the smoke coming through the cracks in the wall.
Fine thing.
Boss, now look at the smoke. It's thick.
Confound it. Close that door.
Dag, nabbit.
Grab that fire extinguisher.
Yeah, sure.
Something's caught fire in the hiding place.
What could it be?
Oh, how do I know? Gotta get that panel open. Oh, too hot to touch.
Look at the smoke pour through the cracks.
Give me that fire extinguisher. Smash the panel with your gun barrel.
Right.
I'll turn the extinguisher on it. Hit it again. Hurry! That does it.
Look at the flame.
I've got to save the photos. Got to save them.
You're licking it. Turn the stream to the left.
Reach in. Pull everything out to the floor.
Okay, boss.
Hurry, I've got to find the photos.
These cans of white stuff.
I said the photos. Never mind those cans. Find the envelope with the Higgins picture.
What's this?
Oh,
Get the
almost
negative.
completely burned.
That looks like it.
Oh, look.
Them negatives burn like gunpowder.
Oh, the prints are useless.
Damn negatives.
Boss.
You. Where'd you come from?
You were too busy to hear the door open. Can't be trusted with documents, can you, Larson?
Listen, you...
I'll take those papers.
No, you don't.
Get back.
Hey, you want to shoot it out, eh?
Oh!
You...
This is for you, Larson.
What's that?
No.
Brett Reed snatched the partly burned photographs, then leaving Larson unconscious and Pokey shot, dashed through a rear door and across the open space behind the building.
Man, moving quick now.
He heard a police whistle and the shouts of the police who had been waiting, but he kept going toward an orchard. A car came out of the darkness to meet him.
Well, here's the mask, the gun, and the documents from Larson's secret hiding place. What's left of them?
Police come this way.
Yeah, they'll think I've escaped in the car. I'll hide among the trees until it's safe to go around the front and rejoin Linda. I'll meet you at the apartment. Get going.
He got away.
I also...
Got in any fight. The car was waiting for him. He came from the rear door. Oh, Axler's at the door now.
Man, what a commotion.
I heard the Irish policeman. Ah, look what I found in the office.
Brett and Linda were part of the crowd that pressed curiously while police moved in the office.
Oh, what's going on?
Half an hour later, the couple stood in front of the roadhouse waiting for a cab.
Mr. Reed, just what made those letters you gave Larson burst into flame?
A chemical that Kato prepared. He can explain it to you while I'm preparing a package to deliver to the police commissioner.
Oh, I wish I could see the commissioner's face when he realizes that Larson no longer has a hold on him.
I wish I could see Dad's face.
Is he at Mr. Higgins' home?
Yes. And those two old cronies haven't much longer to wait.
Two old cronies.
The evening had been long for Higgins and the father of Britt Reed. Both were dozing when the doorbell rang. Both were instantly wide awake, on their feet, and hurrying to the door.
What? I'm up. I was resting my eyes.
Believe that something dropped.
I'll get it. It was tucked beside the doorknob.
There's a car at the curb. Hey, Reed. Reed, was that the Green Hornet?
Look, Jim, this packet is for you. There's writing on it.
What's it say?
Here, Commissioner, is the complete file, or what's left of it, with my compliments. The Green Hornet. Well, it looks like you're in the clear, Jimmy.
I'd give a lot to meet that Green Hornet.
Wait a while, Higgins. Wait a while.
Who was that masked man?
Maybe you will meet the Green Hornet.
We want to thank you, Hornet.
Let's select three. Ted Bear Larson held on second charge. Surprise raid uncovers further drug activities.
Ooh.
Read all about it. Police spot Green Hornet car leaving scene. Let's select three. Ted Bear.
Still a little bit of trouble.
Ladies, to help you cooperate with our government's food saving program and at the same time help you balance your budget, today Betty Crocker of General Mills offers you free a brand new special booklet containing 74 practical, thrifty, and delicious food extending recipes. This 12-page booklet is titled Saving with Interest and gives 81 Betty Crocker food suggestions, 74 thrifty and appetizing recipes, as well as countless tips on buying, storing, and preparing and serving food. Now, to get this booklet, print your name and address together with the word saving on back of a penny postcard, mailed to Betty Crocker, Box 300, Minneapolis, Minnesota. You've been listening to The Green Hornet, brought to you by the Betty Crocker cereal tray, the cereal assortment of individual packages of Wheaties, Cheerios, and Kix.
I'm going to go out and give me one of those cereal trays.
Golly, what a wallop! He rang the bell again.
He's feeling his Cheerios. Yes, Cheerios, that energizing breakfast cereal made from oats. Good, old-fashioned, nourishing oats, all ready to eat. Cheerios gives you a kind of nourishment that really counts. Cheerios is a cereal that really helps you build up strength and energy. So for your better breakfast, always start with Cheerios. Cheerios. Cheerios.
Where do you do the other 9 boxes in the tray?
Be with us again next week at the same time when General Mills will again present The Green Hornet. This copyrighted feature originates in Detroit, and all characters, places, and incidents used
General Mills or Betty Crocker?
Al Neal speaking.
Love the themes. Love the themes.
This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.
And that's another interesting detail that the Green Hornet was on ABC. ABC was a very new network at the time. And Green Hornet, I imagine, was a very big show for them. There are so many comments that you guys have given that maybe deserve to be expanded a little bit. So if anybody had any questions, go ahead and fire them again. I do want to point out now, Joe, do you know the story about the references that everybody's making to Kato being Filipino?
No, I do not actually.
So Kato was Japanese. He was a Japanese valet houseboy. And that was the origin of Kato. The show was created in the late 1930s. After the bombing of Pearl Harbor, they now referred to Kato as Filipino. Interestingly enough, when they made the serial for movie screens, when they serialized Green Hornet, he became Korean.
Okay.
Long before the Korean police action or the Korean War. So they had been trying to, basically hide the ethnicity with Kato so that they wouldn't, get in trouble or whatever. But that was a very interesting thing that a lot of people have picked up on.
No, makes a lot of sense for the time, for sure.
Now, John Atkinson was listening to the cereal commercial and asked, were they still rationing in 1947? And Scott Free is right. Actually, it took a long time, not only to restock the shelves after the war, but you have to remember that Europe was in tatters. Europe was so destroyed. So as people had been working really hard and rationing and sending food to both the Pacific front and the European front, now in the rebuilding effort over in Europe, they were sending a lot of food still. So there were forms of rationing, and rationing wasn't quite the way it had been when, we constantly had to make munitions in this country. So they changed a little bit, but not a lot. And a lot of food, a lot of fresh food, a lot of, meal food was being sent over to Europe. That was a big part of that. Chris says the Berlin airlift took a lot of supplies. That is correct. Key Luke played Kato in the film series. I did not know that. That is super cool. Key Luke was awesome. And Scott also mentions he was Chinese, but he was playing Korean.
Yeah.
Well, later he would get to be Chinese again on Kung Fu.
Oh, yes.
And he was excellent in that. So yeah, there you go. Okay, so I promised I really wish I'd broken out my whiteboard for this, but try to follow along. I will try to be as clear as possible. Ask any questions you need to. So it goes like this. The Lone Ranger, we'll just say his name was John Reed.
Okay.
His brother was Dan Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Reed was a great ranger. He was murdered by Butch Cavendish and his gang, as were all the other rangers in that group, except for John. John was saved by Tonto. Tonto brought him back to life. Tonto and Lone Ranger find at one point that they find Dan's son, Dan Jr. Dan Jr., as mentioned by somebody in the chat, Dan Jr. has his family's money. They had a silver mine. That's why the Lone Ranger was able to make silver bullets.
Oh.
It's because they owned a silver mine, and apparently it was very good. It was full of silver. So they go on out of the 19th century into the 20th century as a very wealthy family. And that would include the Green Hornet, Britt Reed. That would include his father. His father is Dan Jr.
Okay, so he's Dan Jr. I picked up his name was Dan. Wasn't sure if there was another generation in there somewhere.
There was not. There was not. And so where some people fall down is they do add a generation. The generation works like this. Technically, the Lone Ranger being Dan's uncle, he is the great uncle or the grand uncle, whatever phrase you use, of Britt Reed. So it's not direct. It's not a grandson. A lot of people think that. No.
Right.
It's great uncle, and it's as simple as that. When Dan Sr. learns that Dan Jr. is this masked bad guy who's actually a good guy, he chuckles because he's like, I thought you were just a billionaire playboy.
Well, in the show, he mentioned having direct personal experience along those lines, but I wasn't sure if it was referring to his own grandfather, as it were.
Yeah.
But it's really him. Okay.
So that is the story that Fran Stryker put together. Now, as I had said, later Lone Ranger was sold to a different company, which did make movie serials with him, and then, of course, made the TV series that we all know and love. So Green Hornet went in a different direction. It was sold to a different company. And I do also want to throw in this detail that when George W. Trendle, who paid off the writer $10 for ownership of these characters, he made millions. He made millions in the late 40s. So that's crazy money in the late 40s, but all through the 50s, George W. Trendle was making millions off of this. It's very similar to how Bob Kane is given credit as creating Batman. And almost everybody says, yeah, but everything that you love about Batman, that pretty much came from a writer named Bill Finger. And Bill Finger never got the credit. He never got the money. He did not become a millionaire because of it. This is interesting. Dynamite Comics, who were the company that brought the Lone Ranger and Green Hornet stories back together. So I kind of like them for that. They had Zorro teaming up with the Lone Ranger, which took a lot of timeline chuckling. That is crazy.
Well, because I'm sitting there thinking that I guess if the Lone Ranger took place in the late 1800s, like 1880 after.
Yes.
And the Green Hornet, was it supposed to be the original, like in the 30s? I guess it works timeline wise. I mean, Dan Jr. had to be fairly old at that point, but
yes, yeah,
not really decrepit.
And they do play him as old.
Yeah.
And I believe Britt is maybe in his late 20s or early 30s. He might be in his early 30s at this point. The character was created in, I could be wrong about this, I think it's 1938 was the Green Hornet.
Okay.
In 1932 is when they created the Lone Ranger. So yeah, they had to kind of mix things up a little bit to try to make those connections. But for me as a fan, I love that Fran Stryker did that.
Well, sure. Well, I mean, can I just have a moment to geek out here? Not only that, but later on, Green Hornet and Batman would meet, as would Kato and Robin. And
that's right.
Little Bruce Wayne and his parents are coming out of seeing Zorro at the movie when his parents got shot.
That's right.
It's all just connected. I love it.
There are these beautiful connections all the way through. And a lot of what we recognize, especially in this, like we know comic books and it's no longer like having leprosy. We actually have friends in chat. We have friends on screen that we can talk to about this stuff. One has to remember that Zorro was a very early masked vigilante.
Yeah.
There was a character named Judex in France. He was a millionaire who had a lot of high-tech gadgets. He lived in the ruins of an old castle. His name is the Latin word for judge, Judex.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he starred in movie serials that were made in France. Those movie serials were brought over to the United States, and they were shown over here. So there are so many connections between characters. Now, could Zorro have influenced any characters? Absolutely. Absolutely.
I thought it was pretty understood that he influenced Batman, for example.
Yes. He was an influence on Batman. He definitely was. And but it is really interesting that Judex was also doing a lot of that. He was doing the, he was a master of disguise. He would, I just love how he had a plane. He had like his own bat plane.
Yeah.
Scott Free brings up Fantomas. Fantomas, and my French is terrible, but I'm trying to make it sound like I know how to speak. Fantomas was a villain, but the writer who created Fantomas created Judex on a dare, because somebody had said, "You're so great at writing these leading characters that are villains. Why don't you ever write a hero?" And so he came up with a character who undoubtedly influenced the Shadow, who undoubtedly influenced Batman. Yes, a lot of other names to throw in there. That you're absolutely right, Scott. The Scarlet Pimpernel was one of the early guys, and was masked and disguised himself as a fop. Oh, I couldn't possibly be a hero. I'm just so useless. And the Count of Monte Cristo, with the secret ID and working for revenge. These are all like early Batman type superhero characters. I just love them. Batman was relatively popular at this point, but of course, Superman had started it all in comic books. Now, granted, there were comic strip and comic book characters and like pulp characters who influenced them as well.
Sure.
But I just love this stuff. Chris says, I have a Zorro idea, but really stuck on certain critical points. Be careful. I'm not sure Zorro's in the public domain, Chris. I don't know if that's what you were thinking, but you might be able to find it out. He should be public domain. That's right. Scott's right. But there is a murky argument. Well, a lot of people make a lot of money off these characters. So it's very difficult to just use somebody. But Fantomas, Judex, I'm pretty sure they're public domain in this country. You might get in trouble over in France. I'm not sure. Raphael says, creatives always build on a prior work, change and improve on inspiration. You're a creative, Mr. Townsel. Would you say that is true?
I would say that is true. I think it's what the tools are there and have been for centuries. It's what you do with them for your own creativity. Absolutely.
Yeah. I tend to feel the same, and I do love like when there are tributes to earlier characters, which brings us to this Green Hornet episode being a tribute to the Lone Ranger. And this is also interesting. There was a book called Gladiator, and it inspired Superman. Are you familiar with that, Joe?
I've not heard of Gladiator. I mean, I'm not surprised that Superman was inspired by other earlier characters, but this one I'm not familiar with.
Yeah. Philip Wiley. Okay, I did not know that, Scott. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, there was a character named Gladiator. He was sort of accidentally a Superman. I believe he's a mutant of normal humans. And his story has kind of a Frankenstein kind of an ending where he is overwhelmed by his power. And basically, if I remember correctly, he gets struck by lightning and destroyed. And the year on that Scott gives is 1930. All of this is
what a time for brilliant concepts and characters to be born in the 30s.
Isn't that interesting? I hadn't thought of that, but that's so true. Like, what a big explosion of heroic characters.
I mean, Superman in 38, Batman in 39, I believe, with Detective Comics 27. So yeah, and the ones you mentioned, John, I mean,
sounds right.
Wow. Kids are going crazy.
I did not load up all of our art cards very well. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to owe you guys some promos. I forgot to do it. I'm sorry, Joe.
Well, there's one.
There's one. So coming up on Tuesday. So this is the very next show that's happening. Coming up on Tuesday, our show Match Callers, Joe and I will be joined by our good friend Flobo Boyce, and we will be watching Woody Strode as he wrestles against Gorgeous George. I have taken a look at this match, and it looks really good. It looks awesome. Really good. It's like a 28-minute match. It's not nothing. It's a significant match.
Well, it's got to be great if it's got two guys look like this in it. That's all I can say.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you that nothing makes me happier than looking at Mean Joe Gene Townsel. It's one of my favorite things. One of my favorite things that I've ever seen. John says, I believe the explosion of heroes grew out of people's helplessness in the Great Depression. That I think that idea has a lot of legs. Musicals did really well during the Depression because they were so optimistic, but they were also fantastic. They were outside of reality. And, having a man who's basically Moses put on a circus acrobat's outfit of tights and a cape and flying around saving people with his superpowers. Why wouldn't you, at a time that was so grim and so bleak, why wouldn't you introduce that optimism? So, thank you very much to Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel.
Yes.
It's not Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. No,
I think you got it right. If I'm getting it wrong too, so be it.
Right. Was it OTR that spurred on the creation of characters for content? I wonder. I know that comic strips were very, very popular at this point. And everybody loved the funnies, all kinds of grown-ups. There's actually an interesting early Superman story about a villain called Funny Face, who is like an early version of Mr. Mixlix. I can never get his name.
Here we go, John. You ready?
Yes.
Mixlix.
Damn.
I learned it a long time ago, and I got it to stick in my head.
Fantastic.
Like hegemony, it takes a while, but I got it.
I still have to work on hegemony, like hegemony. I still have to practice for that. Scott says comics and radio all sprung out of the pulps. Yes, absolutely. Which were cheaper than the slicks. Books were very expensive. Mm-hmm. So at the turn of the 19th to the 20th century, dime novels, pulp magazines. This happened in Europe too. Paperbacks. These were all introduced to give a literary experience to people who didn't have a lot of money. And that is a Raphael says that was very impressive, Joe. And Scott says, now say it backwards.
I don't want to do that because it'll bring him in.
Well, I will say this. It's been a fun premiere week here at the Weber Internet Thingy.
Yes, indeed.
And we thank you very much for being with us, and hope you will stick with us. Tuesday night, we're doing Match Callers. Mm-hmm. And then Thursday night, we are back. I did not update the graphic, Joe.
John, allow me, if I may. We'll see those later in the week. That's the last one, but we will be having on Thursday with CPO Eric Kramer the first big episode of Strange Old Trekkers, during which we'll be looking at Hegemony Part 2, as well as Wedding Bell Blues, 2 episodes of Strange New Worlds, so therefore you get 2 from us as well in one big episode.
That is how Paramount likes to do it. They always love to have the 2-hour season premiere, and it's kind of cute they're doing it here. It doesn't make any sense, but whatever. It's tradition. Why not?
All right. And Sunday, we're back with you next Sunday. Remember that Retro Radio WATT and Retro Rangers share this time slot every Sunday at 7 and 10. And next Sunday, we'll be presenting something very special, I think.
Yes.
We won't go into detail here. Let's just let that be a surprise when we can display the promo for that. How about that? There's going to be some really great police action. That much you'll get for now.
We're going. You're going to love it. Surely, Joe, they will love it.
Oh, absolutely. And don't call me Shirley.
Good night, everybody. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.